Hello and welcome to the HeiDoc channel. So we need to talk about Microsoft Office licensing and subscriptions. Microsoft gives us two options here, either a perpetual license, Microsoft Office 2019, which you pay once and then have access to for as long as you like. And the second option is Microsoft Office 365, which you pay every month or every year. It's a subscription. And once you stop paying, you lose access to the software. And that's a model I don't really like at all, because you keep just paying and paying, and the money you spend over the years really adds up. And once you stop paying, you have nothing left, even if you've paid much more than the original software as a one-time purchase would have cost. But the sad thing is, Microsoft is really forcing these subscriptions down our throats, and they're not doing it in a particularly nice way. Just think back 10 years when Microsoft Office 2010 was just new, and we had a lot of really good options for perpetual use of Microsoft Office 2010. For example, if you've bought one license, you could use it on, depending on the edition, you could use it on 2 or 3 computers. But these days, if you buy a full license of Microsoft Office 2019, you can use it on only one computer. The second difference is the license in the good old days could be transferred easily to a new computer or even sold to a new owner. There was no difficulty in that at all. You just uninstall the existing installations on your computers, give the license to someone else, they could install and activate, and in most cases they didn't have to even to call Microsoft. These days, if you have an OEM license, it's locked to your computer, it can't be installed on any other computer in the future. And if you have a retail license, it's locked to your Microsoft account, so you can't give it away to someone else. They can't activate it anymore on their own Microsoft account. So it makes used software basically worthless. Whereas in the past, you could at least sell it for a part of the price that you originally paid for it. Student discounts. So in the past we had deals like the Ultimate Steal, which gave you a full license of Microsoft Office, either the Professional or the Pro Plus version, for a very low price. It used to cost $60 or 82 euros, whereas today there are no more student discounts, unless your school or college has a campus license, which of course they have to pay as well. In the past we had developer licenses, TechNet. Microsoft Office was included in the lowest subscription level for $200 or 210 euro. Basically for that price you got access to 3 Microsoft Office keys for all editions, and each key was good for multiple computers. So that was basically an endless supply of activations. Of course not for commercial or business use. These were trial licenses, perpetual trial licenses, which were basically they were great for home use, because you got everything, really everything, for $200 per year, both Office and Windows and most other Microsoft software. They've replaced TechNet with Visual Studio subscriptions, and Microsoft Office is only available in the highest subscription level, which now costs $6,000. Therefore, it's useless for personal use. Basically everything else is cheaper than a developer license now. Well, the biggest problem is software piracy. 10 years ago, if you went to markets and platforms like eBay, Amazon, or even individual web shops, you could buy used or new Microsoft Office versions for about the same price as on the Microsoft website itself. If you go on eBay today, it's 99.9% pirated software, and Microsoft doesn't care. Well, these keys, they do work for some time. They work for weeks, months, maybe years, but at some point they will stop working. Microsoft doesn't go after the sellers and the vendors. Microsoft goes after the customers who've bought these keys. And for personal users, private use, they just block the key at some point. Once they find out it's a pirated key, they block access. You can no longer use it. The seller, of course, will no longer be available, so you can't forget about your refund. And well, I've had a couple of cases, so maybe once per week, but it's getting more frequent, that that customers call me because the seller bundled their key with the HeiDoc Windows and Office downloader, and so the unhappy customer thinks I'm their seller, and they try to get a refund from me. Of course, I simply can't do that because I've not sold that license. I've never received any money for it, and I've not provided these keys, so it just shows the extent of the problem. But let's have a look at the typical scenario that an IT professional would need. IT pro has maybe 2 computers, maybe even more. They have mobile devices, smartphone and tablet in most cases. So that the Microsoft Office license should cover all of that. We want everything. So what is everything? Everything is might be difficult to define, especially now that there are so many subscription levels. What is everything? That's something that everyone has to decide for themselves. So the minimal definition of everything would be access to all desktop applications, in my view, plus the newest stuff, so get perpetual updates on your software. Whether it's commercial use or non-commercial use, that's something that everyone needs to decide by themselves. So I'm going to look at both scenarios here. So what we have on the Microsoft Office 2019 side, it's a one-time purchase. There are no monthly fees, so you pay once, get perpetual access. There are 3 editions here, and each of these editions has a different scope of desktop applications that are included. So the Home and Student edition basically lacks Outlook, Access and Publisher. Therefore it's pretty lame for the amount of applications that you get, even if it's quite cheap. 149 euro. I'm only going to look at the euro prices here. The dollar prices and other currencies. Later on, if we compare the prices, it's going to be fairly similar. Well, Home and Business, it's a bit better. You get Outlook. You still don't get Access and Publisher, but you have commercial use. But if you want everything, there's really no way around Professional, because you get all the desktop applications. You do get commercial use. The price is 579 for an IT professional with 2 computers. Since there's 1 license per 1 computer, that is 1,158 euro. So for Office 365, it's a lot more complicated. There are a couple of editions that are relevant for the comparison. So the non-commercial licenses are personal and home. Then we have small business editions, which is business essentials, business and business premium. And we have the enterprise editions, which are Pro Plus, Enterprise 1, Enterprise 3 and Enterprise 5. Now two of them we can already exclude from the comparison chart because they don't include any desktop applications. They are purely online and mobile. So away with them. As for the rest, all of them include all desktop applications. So the difference in these subscriptions is by the various add-ons that you get. So for the home editions, which is 365 personal and home editions, the only difference here is the number of users. The home edition has 6 users, whereas the personal edition has only 1 user. And each user can install Microsoft Office on up to 5 devices. That includes mobile devices. So for the IT professional, they have maybe 2 computers, maybe 2 mobile devices. They're good to go. A whole household of 5 IT professionals or 6 IT professionals is still good to go. For a whole household, they have 30 installations of Microsoft Office here. That's plenty. Plenty of stuff. But it might not be the best idea. There might be business or enterprise solutions which are even better suited for home users. So we need to compare here. What are the bonuses? So for business and enterprise, they're all for 1 user. 1 user always gets 5 desktop installations plus 10 mobile installations. So that's quite a lot. It's more than the home editions. Of course, the enterprise editions have additional enterprise features. We're going to look at them on the next slide. They might be worth, so it's something you have to look at and consider for yourself. The OneDrive space is 1 terabyte for the home editions and for the business editions and Pro Plus. Enterprise users get unlimited space. Skype is only included in the home editions. So the personal users get 60 minutes, 1 hour. Home users the same, but for each home edition, for each home version, there are 5 users. So the total minutes, the total Skype minutes is 360. So that's 6 hours. The same for the OneDrive space. It's 1 terabyte for each user, so you get 6 terabytes here, distributed on 6 users. Exchange, that's mailbox. It's included only in Business Premium and in the higher enterprise levels. Microsoft Teams, which is team management, just the same. SharePoint, which is an online portal, also the same, Business Premium and enterprise levels. Yammer, which is sort of an internal Facebook with groups and teams, etc. That's only included in the higher level enterprise editions. Microsoft Stream, which is a streaming software, is the same, just for enterprise. Business Intelligence only included in the highest enterprise level. Commercial use, obviously, only for business and enterprise levels, not for the home solutions. Now the monthly prices, they differ depending on whether you pay or whether you commit for an annual subscription or just for a monthly subscription, which you can cancel anytime. Annual subscriptions, of course, you can only cancel after 1 year. The cheapest business solution, €8.80 per month, or if you don't want to commit for an annual subscription, it's €10.60 per month. For home users, it's the individual subscription home Microsoft Office personal, either for €7 or €5.75. Now all of them contain everything. All of them have all desktop applications, but everything, as you can see here, is not everything. If you want everything, that's quite overkill, even for an IT pro, because business intelligence is not something that you would need on a daily basis or even on a weekly or monthly basis, if at all. So this is something you've got to look at and decide for yourself what you need and what you want, what would be nice to have and what you're willing to pay. As for the break-even, for an IT pro who needs everything on 2 computers plus on some mobile devices, the break-even point happens after many years. So just assume that one version of Microsoft Office is up for 3 years. It's been a 3 years cycle since 2007. We had Office 2007, 2010, 2013, 2016, 2019. But as you can see, the break-even point here for almost all editions except for the E5 is later than 3 years. That means you can, for the same price, you get 13 years and 9 months or 16 years and 9 months of Office personal use than you would get for 2 Office 2019 Pro full licenses. But not everyone is an IT pro. Maybe someone has only 1 computer and wants to use Office on that 1 computer. Then the situation looks entirely different. Then, in that case, the break-even point in every single case happens earlier than 3 years. That means the Office 365 subscription is more expensive in every single case. So as good as it looks for IT pros, for just normal users, it's much cheaper just to buy 1 single license of Microsoft Office 2019. Of course, it's still expensive because all the good deals are gone and are probably not gonna return. But the advantage of subscribing is still that in many cases you can cancel after every month. So you're not committing for a long time use of that software. So again, it's something you have to decide for yourself. I must say, even though I hate subscription software, I've now gone for Office 365 Pro Plus, which cost me $12.80 per month, which breaks even after 7 years, 6 months. So that is 2 more Office versions in the future. And as a professional user, I do need the commercial use, so I can't go for any of the home editions here. But let's have a look at the enterprise features which are included in Pro Plus and the E5 and E3 subscription levels. So you do get more here than just the everything that is supposedly included in the home editions and the small business editions. You get a whole new desktop application, Microsoft InfoPath. You get multilingual user interface, and you get a couple of new features mainly in Access and in Excel. And then you get the real enterprise features like desktop virtualization, group policy, Office Cloud Policy, Office add-ins, telemetry, roaming settings, shared computer activation. So these might not be so interesting for home or small business use, whereas the application features on the left side, they are most certainly very interesting for power users. Okay, that was already it. Thanks so much for watching. So if you're planning to upgrade your Microsoft Office in the upcoming months, especially as Office 2010 is nearing its final couple of months now, it will reach the end of support in October and will no longer receive security updates afterwards. So it might be interesting now for you to review this video once you plan to upgrade Microsoft Office and look at the different subscription levels, and then you decide for yourself whether you need a subscription or you want to buy individual software, or you might even want to go to eBay and buy a pirated key and use it for a couple of months and then just buy a new one once it stops working. Might also be an option, at least for home users. So Microsoft doesn't really punish home users other than blocking these keys. If you're a business user, you really shouldn't do that, because Microsoft will fine you as a business for using pirated software. That's not something you want to have happen to your business. Okay, again, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.